Creedy, your president-elect for the St. Charles Commercial Realtors. Welcome, good morning. We have Mark Stallman right there, if you can see him on the screen. And our special guest today, Kara Weber. She's with the Regional Business, she's the Director of Business Attraction Alliance St. Louis with the St. Louis Regional Economic Development. So we networked, I don't know, a couple months ago, and wanted to see what Kara had to say about regionalism and attracting businesses to our area. So I thought that would be an interesting discussion for our group. So with no further ado, Kara, take it away.
Thank you. I was really excited. I'm going to share my screen, turn a presentation on here so I can go through a few slides. I was really excited at the opportunity to tell you all, wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting used to how to share a presentation on Zoom and have it be full screen, so I apologize. Oh wait, I can't share my screen.
Should be able to at the bottom.
It says host disabled participant screen sharing when I click on it.
This is new to all of us, so
yeah,
bear with us, everyone. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Kara?
Sure. So I have a background in economic development. I've been doing this for about 10 years. I came on at the St. Louis Regional Chamber a little over 2 years ago. I was hired there in a very similar position when economic development was still part of the St. Louis Regional Chamber, and we all got spun out into Alliance STL. Before that, I worked for a couple of years in consulting, doing incentive and site selection consulting for Duff and Phelps, and had worked for Missouri Partnership, which is the state's business attraction economic development agency. So it's been fun. I love economic development and love St. Louis, so glad to be in this role.
Try it now, Kara. You should be able to do it.
Okay. Yes. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see this now.
Got it.
Great. So today I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our organization because we are fairly new. So we're still getting out there telling people what we're doing. And of course, later, if you want to email me, call me, I'd be happy to answer more questions specifically about what we're working on, if anything that I say is of interest to you. So who we are a business-led economic development organization. We're completely privately funded, although we do have some governmental investors in the chamber that are helping to support us. We were formed in January of 2019 as a collaboration between the region's largest business groups, St. Louis Regional Chamber, Regional Business Council, and Civic Progress, to create a dedicated entity to market the 15-county bi-state St. Louis region as a destination for business and to pursue opportunities to attract that new business and to go out as one voice for the region. So we have a fantastic, engaged board of directors that are really invested and motivated to help us close deals and to guide us very well. Our executive leadership team, a lot of experience there. I'll mention Steve Johnson. He is our CEO. He has 35 years of experience in economic development in Alabama, St. Louis, Kansas City, and he was previously CEO of Missouri Partnership, which is the state's business attraction agency. This is our team. We've got a business attraction team who are working with companies and site selectors. That's Lori and me. And Jen is our project coordinator. She provides some assistance to us. And then we've got two people on our research team, Tim and Ruth. Lisa Holyfield is our executive assistant. We have one person on this slide that is not on this slide that's in our marketing department. She's new. She's a digital marketing manager. So what is our real purpose? We are really trying to better St. Louis through dynamic expansion of the business community and help to spur regional growth. So how are we doing that? We're putting together a great team of people. Like I said, we're fairly new, so that team is still growing. We're building a robust pipeline. We're going out and trying to find opportunities to attract businesses to St. Louis, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment. We are creating a collaborative culture for regional economic development. So we're trying to work with all of the different regional economic development entities and let everybody shine in their roles. So we can help coordinate that and go out as one voice when we need to. And we're laying the foundation for a lasting organization. We want an organization that's going to be resilient and focused on business attraction for the future. So what does regional growth mean to us? We're looking a lot at population growth. St. Louis has been in growth neutral for many decades, and there's a lot of components that make up the impetus for regional growth. Business recruitment is just one small part of that, but we believe that it's the flywheel that gets everything else excited and moving and able to grow the region. So what are we doing in terms of marketing? That's a big key component to getting out to the world about St. Louis. We just developed a brand strategy and values that are saying who we are and how we're going out to the world. So in short, we want everybody to have a professional experience and we want to have a professional look. So everything we're doing sort of revolves around that. We are not the people behind the STL Made campaign, but we very much believe in a regional narrative. So you'll see our content very closely tied in with what they are doing as well. So we consult with them, we talk with them frequently about how we can share content and resources to help support each other. You'll see a lot of our content does have the STL Made logo, and I definitely would encourage everybody to go check out the STL.com website where you can learn more about the fantastic stories of people in the region that are making a difference, making it great. Who are we talking to? We're talking to site selection consultants. That's probably our biggest audience right now. Those folks are people who, if you're not already familiar, are people who are advising companies on where. So bang for our buck, when we go talk to them, we know that we can give them a message that they're going to give to multiple clients. We love to talk to real estate developers, you know, the folks that are making things happen in the region, investing in the region. And we're going directly out to companies within these targeted verticals. And I think as you read through here, you see that St. Charles County is very well represented in these different industries. The existing assets are there for workforce, real estate, everything that companies are looking for. These verticals, these industries may shift as we continue to do research, but we know that these are going to be industries that we continue to be strong in. So how are we getting out there right now with COVID-19 changing the world? We know that a digital presence is key now more than ever. So we are starting social media campaigns. We're doing advertising on social media. We're doing advertising to some primary key audiences through LinkedIn. That is targeted ads that go to certain levels of people in companies within certain industries that we've targeted. So they're seeing our message. And we're doing individual outreach and relationship building activities with key audiences like those site selectors and company officials. We are having to shift to virtual briefings right now because we can't travel. It's not necessarily safe to travel right now, or it's not considered safe. So we hope to be able to go back to those in-person meetings as soon as possible, because we know that those are really the best way to develop relationships. So not only do we try to get out and do individual meetings, we'll also attend some trade shows and different industry events where we can meet with companies and those site selectors. These are just a few examples of new creative elements that are coming with our brand. You see the tie-in to STL Made. So how do we work on projects? Typical projects for us, we're trying to attract companies and headquarters to the St. Louis bi-state region. We don't have any industry focus. You know, there's no exclusions to the industries that we'll work in, although we do have those targeted verticals where we're marketing to, where we're actively trying to recruit from. We're typically working with companies that are completely new to the area, don't have any presence here already. Although sometimes we will help on local expansions if they're looking for a multi-metro search, and especially where maybe it's an expansion that could go anywhere in the region. It's just not there at their existing facility. We'll work with companies on that. And with local economic development, I'll talk a little bit more about how we partner in just a moment. But what we typically are not working on are local retail establishments. You know, we're not going to help cite a Trader Joe's, but we may help cite a distribution center that's providing product to all the Trader Joe's in the region. We're typically not working with local startups, although we will sometimes try to recruit startups from other areas. And like I said, we're not exclusionary in the industries that we work on. Oh, and we also don't work on intra-regional locations. That's an important point. If a company is looking to relocate from, say, downtown St. Louis to Edwardsville, Illinois, or O'Fallon, Missouri, we're not helping them relocate within the region. So our partnerships, we work very closely every day with other economic developers and the economic development teams at utilities. So when we get these opportunities, we're sharing them with the county and local economic development folks and asking for the assistance of the state economic developers as well. But we will happily partner with anybody in the region that just wants help getting a business to St. Louis. So if you're a commercial broker that's working with a tenant and you need help with marketing materials, or you just need some assistance in telling the regional story, we partner with you, and we'll never shop that lead around. So we work very confidentially. We always respect the lead. Whoever has brought us a project, you know, even if it's at the county level with EDC, or if it's a municipal local economic developer that has asked for our assistance, we'll never try to sell anywhere else in the region. We always respect the lead and work very confidentially, but we're happy to provide connections. We act as a sort of concierge service, whatever a client needs to help make a decision, and for us to secure that decision for the St. Louis region, we will do that. The utilities are a strong partner. Obviously, they have a lot of information that is helpful, and they've been incredibly supportive. So we work very closely with them. I think it's probably important to reiterate that we work hand in glove with the economic development agencies. So whenever we're working together, to the extent that we can share and partner with the state and local economic development, we will do that, because a lot of times they hold the keys to what is needed, like incentives. We don't think of ourselves as necessarily experts in everything. We need to be smart in all of the considerations that a company or a consultant has as they're looking at St. Louis to locate, but we need to know who the experts are to help connect them. So that's what we're really good at. And I just want to point out too that we have a great research team. If there's anything that you might need to know about the St. Louis region, we can try to get that information for you. In general, also, we can act as a leader, a coordinator when it comes to big, what we've called open source projects. Like, I think everybody, probably the biggest example of this is the Amazon HQ search. We didn't exist when that search was going on, but if there's an opportunity like that in the future, we can help coordinate all of the entities that are in the region to make sure that we're going out with one strong voice and close the deal for St. Louis. So, you know, we're always looking to sell St. Louis. How can you partner with us? Like I said before, we would love to help you attract tenants to buildings in your area that you're representing. Any information that we can provide, we'd love to. And just in general, for anybody, whether you're involved in commercial real estate or residential real estate, I definitely challenge you to think about being a champion for not only for St. Charles, or St. Charles County, but for the region, and remembering that we're part of a regional economy and that we can all succeed together. So I welcome you to contact me with any questions, anytime. If I can help, please let me know. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all today.
Jared, do you have time to take a few questions if anyone has one?
Absolutely.
If anybody has a question, please put them in the Q&A or the chat, and we will get them answered. Well,
I would say I've looked at your, you have a great Twitter page here, and also you're also on LinkedIn. So I've seen both of you, and I just follow both, and a lot of great information right there. So you did mention St. Charles County. So what are there any, you know, I know you can't divulge too much, but what's going on? What have you done specifically for St. Charles County and commercial real estate? So,
well, we've had quite a few looks at St. Charles County, and a lot of those, I mean, like you said, I can't divulge too much, but a lot of those have been looking at sites that are available, not necessarily buildings, although we have had some looks at buildings as well. Since we started as Alliance STL, I don't think we've had any locations in St. Charles County that I can think of off the top of my head, but we've come close on a few, and we've definitely got a few projects that are considering. A lot of them are manufacturing. But we also think that there are a lot of opportunities in St. Charles County for data centers. There's a lot of great sites and great power. So, and like I kind of pointed to before with those different industry verticals that we're looking at, the assets are already there for workforce. I think that's one of the greatest things that St. Charles has going for it, is the available workforce that is, not that I'm trying to compare or, you know, create a competition within the region, but there's a lot of folks that are in St. Charles that are driving to St. Charles or to St. Louis County to work that would be happy to work closer to home. So we've had a lot of opportunities that have come up too, with just different things like customer service centers and the like, where St. Charles County is a really great fit.
Carol, we have a question from Brenda Lauder. What process is in place to relay to all leaders when a project is not assigned to our communities?
So when we get a lead in, what we typically do is we email that out to the county and local economic developers, and we ask them for whatever pieces that the client is looking for. It varies depending on the project. A lot of times it is real estate. So I definitely, for you all that are in corporate real estate, I definitely encourage you all to engage with those local economic development entities. And I am happy to share with you after this call who those folks are. Let them know about the properties that you have available. I mean, we use CoStar too to kind of double check what's out there, but we rely on them to suggest the appropriate real estate because we know that they know their communities very well, and they know what's a great fit and maybe what's not. So definitely engage with them, but also us. We're happy to know about properties that you have available. Please send them to me. I get excited whenever a realtor sends me a property. I want to know about it. So I hope that answers the question. Let me know if it didn't.
All righty. Anybody that has a follow-up question, please put it in the chat. And another question from Brenda. Where do MoDOT and the rail systems stand in regard to being a partner with your organization?
Great question. So I had previously mentioned how we aren't experts in anything, but we reach out to those experts. Certainly MoDOT is one of those experts that they understand transportation, they understand what funds are available. So we certainly reach out to them whenever there's a transportation issue that needs to be solved. Rail are super strong partners of ours. We're talking to those folks regularly. Every time we have a project that involves rail, we're always double checking with them to make sure sites and buildings can be served. I think you all had heard from Mary Lamy at a recent, she's one of our top transportation experts that she's creating policy, information, resources. She's on our advisory board. We love her. We work with her. We consider her the end all be all, most knowledgeable person we can always go to for transportation.
And then we have the comment from Julie Rogers that Kara and the entire Alliance SCL team are fantastic partners and resources to local economic development offices. They go over and above to help submit sites for the region.
I paid
so
her.
Your work is noticed.
Julie is a fantastic partner, and she is somebody who goes out and is working hard to identify sites. So we love partnering with her. Thank you, Julie.
Anyone else have any other questions? Not seeing anything else in the chat or the question and answer. All right, Chuck, you want to take it away to do the haves and needs and thank Kara?
All right, is there anyone out there that has any haves or needs, any of the realtors?
If you had it, if you put it in the chat or the Q&A, I will, we will put you live and let you present it. Anybody?
Well, I got several properties out there. I guess I could start if that's okay, Mark.
Start, yes.
All right, so I have an 8-acre plus piece of property over there at Lake St. Louis Boulevard and Highway 4064, and that's available. And then I have a 2-acre property just down the road on Lake St. Louis Boulevard that's also available for office. I also have my Darden Prairie 1 1/4 acre lot in the Darden Prairie Professional Park. That's the last lot available in that park. So let me know if you need land, let me know. I also have a retail office space on State Highway K in O'Fallon. That's still available for sale. And I also have 2 spots available for lease. I have someone interested in the 1,400 square foot space, but they're still available. Let me know if you have any interest. Give me a shout. Anyone else? No one else, Mark?
Nobody else? Anybody else have property to talk about? I know you must have some.
Oh, there's Brenda. Go ahead, Brenda.
No, she had a question. Oh, there she is. Yes.
Yes.
Let me make you live, Brenda. Brenda, if you unmute yourself, you should be able to. There you go. You want to talk about your property?
Okay, we have 4,000 square feet in Jason Court, which is down by 4061 and 94. It was a prior dog daycare, and prior to that, it was a daycare. Has some outside fenced-in yard with it, and 4,000 square feet at $820 a square foot, surrounded by rooftops.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Anyone else? How about affiliates? Any of the affiliates out there? Any affiliates have anything to say, anything to share? Come on,
not
affiliates.
anything. Yeah.
No one?
No.
All right. How about our government officials? Any government officials that are on? Go ahead and put it in the chat.
Julie, Patty, anything to report? Don't see anything.
Nothing. All right. Everybody's sheltering in place and all right. So what's next, Mark?
We'll just thank everybody and close it up.
All right. Well, thanks, Kara. Thanks for the information. Are the slides, will they be available to the association?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share them with you.
Please.
So if you could share a link or the slides with Mark.
And a recording of this session will be on our website later this afternoon.
All right, fantastic. Anything else from anyone? So Mark, what's coming up? Anything new on legislative or anything?
Not too much. Right now, we're looking at some of the bills. Legislature passed a bill on TIF reform, requiring a public vote on TIF and other things. And they're examining that to see if the governor does veto that. And ICSC, I know, is looking at that, and other people as well. Other than that, we're following, the stay in place orders, the social distancing. We will be open here at Realtor headquarters starting Monday by appointment. Our staff has been working skeleton crews, and we'll be back full blown. We'll be back full blown on Monday with the entire staff, but will be admittance only by employees, by appointment. And at this point, all our continuing education classes through June are virtual. We will hopefully have some in-person classes starting in July. Remember, if you're a broker, the deadline's been extended to August 31st for your renewal, and October 31st if you're have a salesperson license. And one last thing, I know you hear me talk a lot about RPAC. Right now, through tomorrow at noon, we have a virtual RPAC auction. We have decided the best way to help in this time is to support local businesses. So we have an auction of gift cards to numerous local businesses. You can go online through our website and bid on those, and then we can go and you will hopefully get some great dinners, plus get a chance to help safeguard your business by safeguarding your future legislation candidates and so forth. It's been now more than ever, RPAC has been important. Things such as inclusion of realtors in the CARES Act, in the Paycheck Protection Program, inclusion of self-employed people eligible for unemployment and so forth. There's been many, plus the extensions for 1031 exchanges, opportunity zones, and so forth. The realtors have been active promoting your interests in Washington, D.C. and in Jefferson City, and that's what RPAC is all about. So if you get a chance, go on and spend a little money and win yourself dinner at one of our great restaurants. They're all open again. You may have to socially distance, but they're all open. And Patty Brown, he writes that O'Fallon is open for business. Please call or email us with anything we can help you with. With that, you want to close it up, Chuck? And we'll go from there.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for attending. I know this isn't optimal. We like to be social and in person, but this is the next best thing. We're going to try next month. I think Mark,
Right.
And Gwen are working pretty hard with with a potential outdoor venue that we can socially distance and, do the best we can considering, it's outdoors and we don't know. We're asking for great weather, no wind in this location. So hopefully that can happen. And when is the next opportunity, Mark?
June, last Thursday in June.
Okay.
That will be
Sorry,
the 25th.
the 25th. So look for the flyer from Gwen, and look for my social media where I post it. And so we definitely appreciate your attendance and have wonderful people like Kara talk to us and share with us great information that could help us all in business.
Thank you all very much.
All right. Thanks, Kara.
Thanks.
All right.
you.
See y'all. All right.
Bye.
Great day. Bye.